In Layout mode, if I click on one of the tools in the status toolbar, say the Line tool, it becomes shaded to show that it's active. With the Line tool active, I can drag across a section of the layout to create a line object. That is, the resulting line will start at the screen position where I press the mouse button and end at the point where I release it. After I've released the mouse button, the line object is shown and automatically selected. You can see the selection boxes appearing at each end of the line. Also notice that as soon as I've finished drawing the line, the Selection tool automatically became active again. I can do something very similar by choosing a different tool, this time, say, the Rounded Rectangle tool. I'll drag across a section of the layout and a rounded rectangle is created between the starting and ending positions of my drag motion. Again, as soon as I release, the selection rectangles appear, this time on each of the corners of the rounded rectangle and also on each of the sides. And again, the Selection tool automatically has become active again. It's a similar process with the Text tool. I can either click or drag to create a text box into which to enter some text. I'll actually type the words "some text" to give an example of a text object being created. And now as soon as I press the Enter key on the numeric keypad or click outside of the new text object, again, the process of creating the text is completed and the text object is selected with selection boxes on its corner, and again, the Selection tool is automatically active. Once the objects have been created and added to the layout, they can be manipulated in various ways. For example, I can select an object by clicking on it and drag it to a new position. And as I do, you can see that various little blue guidelines are being created, plus the coordinates of the upper left-hand corner of the object are being displayed in a little adjacent box, the X and Y coordinates. So if I move this object over to the left, at this point you can see guidelines are appearing to show that the left of the object is lining up with the left of the field boxes above it. If I move it over to the right, you can see the left of the text object is now lining up with the right of the notes and serial number fields. And further over to the right, guidelines will appear showing that the right of the SumText text object is aligning with the right of the Note ID, Reference ID and Note text fields. So the guidelines are appearing to indicate that we've reached a point of alignment. When I'm happy with the alignment, I can simply release the mouse button and the object remains situated in the aligned position I chose. With an object selected, as well as moving it, I can also change its attributes. To demonstrate one way of doing that, I'll first click on the button up here on the dark area of the status toolbar that shows or hides the formatting bar. There we are. The formatting bar is this lighter grey bar that appears along the bottom of the status toolbar area. With an object such as the text object selected, I can now change its attributes in various ways, using all of these various tools on the formatting bar. So I can choose a different font. We'll choose Verdana as the font, change the font size, change the font colour, apply or remove highlighting, formatting such as bold, italic, underline and so forth. And I can change the alignment of the object, left, centre, right, or fully justified within the text box. If I enlarge the text box a little, you'll be able to see better how the justification is working. Right aligned, left aligned, centred, and so on. Similarly, the graphical appearance of objects can be edited in other ways. For example, if I select the rounded rectangle object, these attributes at the left of the formatting bar are dimmed because they're text attributes which don't apply to a rounded rectangle. But over at the right, the line, solid, dashed, dotted or none, line thickness, line colour, and fill colour are attributes that are all available to be edited. Similarly, I can use the formatting bar to apply attributes or edit attributes on other existing objects or objects of other types on the layout. So if I select a field such as the note text field, I can use the Fill tool on the formatting bar to apply a different fill colour. Or I can change the text alignment of text within the field using the alignment tools. And of course I can change font or font size and so on. When I return to Browse mode now, you can see that the selection of objects I added and also the format changes that I made are all preserved.